The release of these classified military documents is increasing the pressure on the president to defend his war strategy. Could also give liberal Democrats new ammunition to defeat today's House vote on the war supplemental bill. Joining me now, Congresswoman Jane Harman, who chairs the Intelligence Subcommittee of Homeland Security. Congresswoman, thanks very much. There's a lot to unpack here, but let's talk first of all about this vote coming up on the House floor, the war supplemental. The Appropriations Chair, Dave Opie, came out against it today on the floor, even though he's forced to introduce it in his role as Appropriations Chair. He does not support the war because he doesn't think that it's been explained adequately.
Well, I think we need a renewed debate about the course of this war. And I have felt that for a long time, not connected to this new WikiLeaks feeding frenzy. I feel that because the surge in troops, at least in my view, I don't believe the expansion of our military footprint will make us safer there. And I also believe that in an era of constrained resources, obviously no one's missing joblessness, the exploding debt and deficits, that we cannot sustain $100 billion or more spent on Afghanistan only when Yemen and other places, just recently this bombing in Uganda, also pose a threat to our security. So I have concerns. This supplemental vote, however, I have decided is not where I'm going to express those concerns. I voted a few weeks ago for the McGovern amendment to require the administration to produce an exit strategy for our military mission in Afghanistan, and I think they need to do that. But today we're providing needed funding for troops already in harm's way, and I have to send a signal to our brave troops that I support them, regardless of whether I think we need a full and robust debate, which I do think, on our mission going forward in Afghanistan.
The White House had thought that they had some time, that they bought some time, frankly, with the appointment of General Petraeus, and that they had time until December to review the war strategy. Is there now going to be growing pressure? There certainly has been from the Senate side in the last 24 hours, growing pressure to have more, to hear more from the president and from his advisors about the war and about the strategy between now and December?
I think so. Let's remember there's a political election in November, and every member of the House and a third of the Senate are up for re-election, and we have to explain our own views. I'm trying to do that on this show and obviously in my own district. But I think this subject is hot, and I think the president is going to have to say more. I don't think this recent set of leaks added a lot of new information, but it has strained our relationship with Pakistan yet again. I'm not defending the actions of the Pakistani intelligence service going backward, but presently the current head of the intelligence service, a man named Ahmed Pasha, is someone I have met on several occasions, and I think they are working with us, not hedging their bets. I think what's critical to do is to assure Pakistan that we are a reliable partner there. We will help them curb terrorism in their own country, and that we want to reduce the threat they perceive from India by working on Pakistani-Indian relationships to calm down the tensions there. The existential threat to Pakistan, they believe, is India, and that's why they worry about Afghanistan. They think that if we leave, the Indians will come in and take over that country, and then they'll be surrounded. Obviously, I don't believe that for a second, but we have to address the real concerns of our partners, and we have to understand that Pakistan has 60 to 100 current nuclear weapons, and it is absolutely critical that we keep that country stable, and that's where al-Qaeda is. It's not in Afghanistan.
Mike Mullen in Baghdad very briefly today said that he thinks that U.S. troops are endangered by these leaks. Do you share the same concerns? Whether or not it's new information, does this process endanger U.S. troops?
I think there are two separate issues. One is how is the war going in Afghanistan? And my answer to that is not as well as we'd hope, notwithstanding the enormous talent of David Petraeus and Jim Mattis and others who are working on this problem. But the second question is leaking information acceptable? And my answer to that is no. There's no reason to believe that this administration is covering up information. That's number one. Number two, I would say that this raw information is not particularly reliable. I have spent years trying to understand intelligence, and analysis discards a lot of raw data because the context isn't there, and these are just reports from the field. But the third thing is, and we have downloaded some of the WikiLeaks information in my office, it includes names of people who currently serve in our military, in our State Department, the name of Afghans who are sources, and their villages. And this is creating an obvious new enemies list for the Taliban and endangering U.S. personnel. And in that sense, Mike Mullen is 100% right.
Jane Harman, thank you very much. Thanks for joining the conversation today.